and play activities while drinking wine and eating. And obviously we can't be doing that right now. So I've wanted to create something where people can be having fun at home, be getting some comfort, be able to indulge. So we've created the home wine experience, and that includes many different variations. So we work with customizing for you, but they can include exclusive wine deliveries to your home. So these are wines that you can't find in the LCBO. Also beautifully handcrafted charcuterie boxes, stemless glassware, and complimentary delivery on the GTA. Right now, we're about to launch our new gift sets. So again, you receive 2 bottles of wine, 2 stemless glasses, and then a 10 by 10 beautiful charcuterie basket or box, and we deliver it for you. So yeah, they've gone really well. They're great for client appreciation gifts, sending somebody some love and some connection, pampering yourself. And yeah, that's how really my business has pivoted since this time. And we're doing really great right now. So happy to be here connecting with new people, and can't wait to be connecting in real life again soon.
Awesome.
Samantha, what's the name of your company again?
Vine and Vintage.
You can feel free to in the chat. Yeah, go ahead and put the link in the chat there. And it's really fun to hear. So many people say, this is what I was doing, 4 months ago, and here's these kind of exciting things that we've adapted to now. So that's great, and bringing people together. And for anyone looking for a really unique Father's Day gift, that's an idea right in there.
That was going to be my next follow-up. Do you have availability for this weekend?
Not for the food boxes, but I mean, we're launching them July 3rd. So really, anytime you can receive the gift, it's going to be really awesome. So message me though, and we can always work something out.
There you go. All right, Kate, why don't you give us a introduction?
Sure. My name is Kate Saldana. I'm a lawyer with Prostash & Crouch. We're right in the heart of downtown Brampton. The firm itself is a full service firm, so we have lawyers who do a little bit of everything. We're one of the largest firms in Brampton. My personal area of practice is wills and estates and real estate, and it has been quite wild the last few months. A lot of changes in terms of how we're able to interact with our clients and get things done. Some good, some not so good, but we've been doing it all while keeping things moving ahead and deals closing. So it's been a very interesting time. Just like Christy and the Board of Trade, we've been open consistently, and we're doing a split rotation in office, out of office, so that everybody can keep a distance from each other too.
Excellent. Next on my screen is Alice. Alice, do you want to give us an intro?
Sure, Alice Bolton. I'm the Regional Marketing Manager for MNP for Peel Region. MNP is accounting, tax, and consulting. We're physically located in Mississauga, but we serve all of Peel Region. We are partially back in the office. Individuals who were comfortable with doing so could go back in a first wave, and then we'll be transitioning. We've been doing a number of things online. My role as a marketer has completely changed, as you can imagine. And but yeah, there to support the practice and moving forward.
Wonderful. Thanks, Alice. Christina.
Hi, my name is Christina Ramasco. I'm the owner of Dolcezza Custom Cakes. We're downtown Brampton on Main Street. And we've been open since the middle of April. And the landscape has changed quite a bit. We're in the events industry. So usually my company is doing lots of big events, large wedding cakes, large corporate orders, but that has dropped off significantly. So we're doing a lot of smaller ones, and we're doing virtual events, meaning like providing stuff for people to distribute to people in their homes, and then they can have a virtual event like this, which probably, in hindsight now, maybe I should have thought about Connectwork for that. For right now to drop off some stuff, but I think I have something else in mind for you guys. So yeah, that's us. I did have to lay off all my staff, but I have been able to hire one back, and we're looking to hire again. Some of them have chosen not to return, so there's that too. There's a challenge. But yeah, summer's looking better. We're doing well.
Awesome. That's great. Susie, who apparently is in a different time zone altogether with her background there. I love it.
Thank you. I got to change it up. Good morning, everybody. Susie Godfroy, downtown Brampton, BIA. And like all of you, we've been, every day is a new day, a new challenge. We represent over 320 businesses in the downtown core, and so like the BBOT, we've been busy, just working on communicating all the different things that have been happening with regards to COVID-19, and we have changed our services and offerings like everybody else on this call, a lot of virtual events. So we've got a sidewalk sale going on this week, welcoming summer. So it's a great opportunity to support the local retail. And I've been busy with economic development at the city, and we're currently working on some programs with regards to restaurant patios and utilizing our public spaces and following what other downtowns are doing. So I just heard on the news this morning, Hamilton has announced they're closing one of their main streets in the downtown for a massive patio program, which is kind of exciting. And Burlington is opening in Oakville this Friday. So Peel's a little bit behind, but I know the numbers are a little bit higher here. So we still have to just kind of go with the flow, and hopefully we'll be hearing some new news down the road to keep abreast of everything. And I don't know, it's just, it's weird working like this. I miss the interactions. It's nice to see everybody on the call today. And for Father's Day weekend, I jumped on the call a little bit later because I had another call this morning, but I do urge you guys just to go on to the Downtown Brampton BIA website, because we've got a lot of amazing retailers that are offering some pretty cool stuff and timely for Father's Day. So that's
And your first stop should be to get your dad or the man in your life some cupcakes from Christine.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
Shameless shout out. There we go.
And then just a little thing, I'm so excited because I talked to my hairstylist yesterday, and I'm booking an appointment in a few weeks. So that's going to be so exciting. So
I'm excited about going to the dog groomer and taking my dog. And
oh yeah,
that is a lot of work to do that myself. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Why don't you give us an introduction as to who you are and what brought you here today? Oh, Linda?
Oh,
is that your sister? Okay. Oh.
Hi, I'm Linda Weaver. I own a property management company called Safe Property Management. I'm actually in the States. I'm actually from Florida. I heard about this through Lisa Latorcai, so I really wanted to join in and get some fresh ideas. We've weathered our company has really weathered the whole thing, COVID, pretty well. We manage 400 properties, and we're at 95% rent collection and still fully running. So we've managed to make it through pretty good.
Awesome.
And we've managed to keep all our employees, pay them all, and keep everything running. So we've managed to be okay. Thanks for letting me join.
No problem. Thanks for joining us, Linda. And we are going to hear from Lisa shortly. Don't worry. Okay, so is it Alifia? So it's just a name on the screen I see, and you've got your voice muted, but I want to give you a chance to do an introduction.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? There you are.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. So my name is Alifia, and we own an IT company named Telcoware. So basically, we help businesses promote their products and services via website design and digital marketing services. And basically, the services that we give is we help you find new customers via digital marketing techniques. So in these digital marketing techniques, we include search engine optimization, search engine marketing, excuse me, Google pay-per-click, social media marketing, content marketing, and we also help you build an online presence with high quality, mobile responsive, SEO friendly website, and then we optimize it for you. So pretty much regarding our business, since it's all online, so we have not suffered so much due to the COVID. And yeah, it's working pretty well. But if I would say that we have been a little bit short on the customers because many businesses have been closed, and people are like, you know, they're saving their finances. So yes, but then most people are switching to online businesses rather than having a shop or a physical presence. So yes, we have gained in that manner, but we have lost in some manner as well. But yeah, it's going good, not so bad. Thank you.
Excellent. And I have to say, I love the baby noises. Love it.
Thank you.
Okay. Irene, I know you're having some technical challenges, but I will give you the chance to do an intro. So she's not unmuting. So, but Irene is with Duca Financial, and she is a longtime Connectwork attendee. And I don't even want to try and give a summary of all that she does, but she helps with your financial needs. So that's an intro for Irene. Manuel, you're on the line.
I am.
Excellent.
Good morning, everyone.
So Manuel's not showing his face this morning, but that's okay.
Here, I'll get it.
What you do, Manuel?
Pardon me?
Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, what I do, for people that don't know me, I work a lot with the Brampton Board of Trade. I do the group plan, the health and dental benefits for members of the Brampton Board of Trade. If you don't have a benefit plan, or if you do, but you're not sure if you're paying too much, or you just received a large increase from the insurance company, the plan I deal mainly with, I am a broker. I do deal with all the insurance companies, but the plan I deal mainly with, which is for small business, is the Chamber of Commerce group plan. It's a nonprofit plan for small business, and it's got a few advantages that the other companies don't have, being a not-for-profit, but it will also do small business. And when I say small, even a one-person sole proprietor, I can provide group benefits for someone like that. If it's someone working and it's just themselves and their family, I can provide group coverage for them, where most of the other insurance companies, you need at least 3 employees to start with. So a very good plan for small business, and a big part of the Brampton Board of Trade is small business. So I'm here just to support the Board of Trade, but also to see if it's such a strange time these last few months. Any small businesses that are, some people are just barely treading on, just they're keeping their head above water. Others haven't been affected that much. The chamber plan works with small business, and that's one of the things I really do appreciate with the chamber plan, that they really think of the small business owner, and long term, it's a very sustainable group plan. One of the fears that some business owners, when I talk to them, is they've had experience to a certain degree with benefits, and it's like, oh, I know how it works. It's you claim too much, and then you get a huge increase. And I'm a small business owner; I can't afford anything like that. The chamber plan, especially for small business, you're not going to be looking at huge increases, even if you do have a year with high claims. And sometimes it could be a person, maybe they have diabetes and they have some drug needs. You're not going to get singled out with a big increase. So anyway, that's enough about the chamber plan. It's a great plan. I love it.
Good. Excellent. And, Manuel is a regular attendee at all of our networking events. And yeah, I could certainly put you in touch. Lorraine, are you there? I know she's muted. Oh yeah. Okay, Lorraine, why don't you give us an intro? Yep.
I am here. Sorry. So good morning, everyone. My name is Lorraine, and I am a colleague of Christie's. I work here at the Brampton Board of Trade. I am I am the youngest member. I've been here for about 9 months. So I started, it was September of last year, and then COVID hit in February. So, but I primarily am the office manager here. So as Christy said, we play a role in the supply chain. So we have been open, and I've been assisting the operations of the office and assisting our clients that do still come into the office for certificates of origin, and so dealing and helping them out. Yeah, and I also work with our CEO, Todd, and connecting him with our members, seeking a more active role in being sponsors of events such as this and others, and connecting him to those members that want to have a more involved role with the Brampton Board of Trade. So that's pretty much where I am, and yeah, so thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, so I am excited to welcome Lisa, who came into the office here today for the reliable Wi-Fi and just dropped off, but she's back now, so it's all good. So Lisa, lots of you have met her, but I'm going to do I'm going to read her bio for you. Do you want to mute yours? Sure. There you go. We're sitting too close together, but I'll mute mine once Lisa gets talking. So just Lisa's bio. So she's with Amadeus Consulting. She's a facilitator of behavior change and specializes in workforce dynamics. She works on a deep individualized level and where real change takes place. Her passion is to create healthier, happier workplaces where people want to stay, and her particular interest is in helping leaders have more confidence, shift their mindset, and make more impact with the culture they co-create with their teams. As the principal consultant and owner of Amadeus Consulting, Lisa is hands-on managing, creating, and implementing training programs for a variety of clients. She's spoken at conferences and helped develop leaders in small business, corporate, nonprofit, and the federal government. She's deeply invested in supporting others in achieving their personal and professional goals. Lisa has a Bachelor of Commerce degree from U of T with a specialization in economics, complemented by a major in psychology. Her education also includes a diploma in adult education. She is certified in choice theory psychology reality therapy by the William Glasser Institute. Complementing her chosen career, Lisa's lifelong learner, avid reader, yogi, and mother of 4 charming teenagers that she continues to learn from every single day. And people with 4 teenagers don't generally refer to them as charming. So, but I'm going to hand it over to Lisa. She's going to share with us lots of good insight, and we've got some breakout work to do as well. So I'm going to mute myself so that we're not echoing back and forth here.
Great. Thank you, Christy. Are we doing okay? You are out. Okay. Okay, thank you, everyone. I'm excited to be here with you today. I have a simple yet profound message to share with you. And when we get this right, we show up for the world and we get more done. So I hope that that's exciting and we can move forward with that. I know somewhere in this process, there is a PDF that you could possibly download and print if it's close by, if you want to take notes. I did prepare something, it's there. Maybe you could reach it later if you need it. So I am also going to share my screen with you. Good. Yeah. Okay. Okay, can I get a thumbs up? Does everybody see the screen okay? Thumbs up? Yes, perfect. Okay. Okay, so we're all leaders. We're all the leaders in our businesses, in our families, in our communities. We know what being a leader is. We've been actually doing it since we were kids. They teach us in school how to be leaders. And I wanna take that message or those principles of leadership and move them into what we do on a daily basis, how we show up. like our personal brand. What are we emoting out to the world? So that we don't get stuck in limitations or limited thinking, but that we can apply these same principles that bring us success at work. How do they help us bring success to our daily lives? And also we can exchange that with our work lives. So, you know, it's not work-life balance anymore. It is our full life. So how do we bring all of these principles together to live a more fully impactful life? I know there's a lot of definitions around leadership, so I'm going to offer you mine. It might be simple. I'm going to offer you mine. And mine is that leadership is mobilizing a shared vision. Now, I understand that the title of this topic was we are going to create our own personal leadership vision, and that's a different context. So we will create that vision, like a vision or mission for your company. We know the value of that. That's what we're doing for ourselves. We're creating that vision or mission for ourselves. This vision is like your goal or your project, but the word vision just spoke to me more. So slightly different context. I think it'll be clear as we go through. So I'm thinking, if I want to describe to you what mobilizing was, maybe that's something that you want some clarification on. And I'm thinking of mobilizing as that day when you decide that you really need a vacation, when you're sitting at your desk and you really need a vacation, all the way to everything that happens between that and the day that you're sitting on the beach sipping your cocktail. All of those details and planning and negotiation and setbacks and compromises, that's mobilizing. To me, those facilitators do all of those things to get from a seed of a thought to something great. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How do we take those seeds of thought and make them great? How do we have a plan to be able to make them as good as they can be? So take a minute, think about what's wiggling around in your mind right now? What are you currently working on? What are you mobilizing right now that we could apply, like when you think about it for this session today? What's your vision right now? If you could type that in the chat, please. Could we see what you're mobilizing? Now this is, I don't see the chat. I'm not sure. Christy, are you able to say what you see on the chat?
Let me just show you where to find it.
Okay. Because I have presenter view of my slides.
Oh, that's a good question.
If I go up here, but it doesn't say chat. There's no.
Go to more.
Thank you. Getting customers, increasing revenue. Yes, perfect. Okay, thank you. So when we have these things that we need to mobilize, we all have a vision. We all have a vision for our lives. So we know when we think of what we need to mobilize, it's not just for ourselves. So increasing our revenue, being there for other people, it's not just for ourselves. By extension, we can make it rich for our own lives. By extension, we're also making other people's lives richer. So if you have a steady stream of revenue, you have a successful business, you're also enriching the lives of your employees or your vendors, that they have a meaningful work to provide for their families. If your vision was to plant a community garden, that has obvious benefits for the community and for people in your life. Even if you wanted to plan a neighborhood block party, you're bringing joy to people for a few hours. So our visions are not selfish, they're not narrow, they're actually life-giving. We are meant to expand, we are meant to grow. So when we expand, when we take our visions, we are expanding and we are benefiting of many other people. So I want us to think of that if we don't realize our visions, then we're actually doing a disservice or almost an injustice to the people that we could be serving. So I really want us to know that our visions are important and meaningful and that they will make an impact and make the world a better place. So all of these, the things that we want to see happen, all of the things that we want to mobilize, we need people to mobilize those visions. We need those pesky, irrational, unpredictable humans in our lives to actually choose to come along with us, to say, yes, where you're going is where I also want to be, to align that purpose. So we need to one, make our message really clear. It needs to be like a radar to attract those people that want to line up with our vision. And we also need to make it easy for them to want to be with us and to want to endure and stay for the long term. So when we think about all of those setbacks and compromises that we're going to have to make on the way to our vision, we need other people to stay with us. So we need to, our leadership vision, what we exude and bring every day, needs to help both of those things happen. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to be able to create that plan. So I'm going to pose 3 questions for you, and it's on the PDF. It's organized a little bit for you. But there will be 3 questions, and the answers to these 3 questions will end up being your plan of how to show up, how to have your leadership vision. So the first question is, what do you stand for? Too often we give way too much airtime to what we don't want. What we focus on expands. So we need to not talk in the negative. We need to be able to speak more to what we do want in the world. So what we want, when we speak more to what we want, it expands us in the right direction. And I thought the perfect way to create that expansion, or what to lean on to be able to do that, is to lean on our own values. So we need to be solid in our values, and we need to stand for our values. We need to speak to them. We need them to be important and big in our lives in order to have a good vision. When we have these visions, when we have these values, they're already built in. I mean, it's an easy process to tap into because it's already built in. They're unique to all of us, so we all have them. They're pretty good. I would challenge anyone to say that there's a particular value that could hurt somebody. So they're good and light and helpful to people, and they give you energy. So you don't have to think about it. You don't have to say, oh, I need to use this value in this situation and this value in this situation. You just go to it because it gives you energy. So we're going to start with our values. We're going to start thinking about what our values are.
Lisa's having some challenges staying connected, so she's just going to pop out and then pop back again. Oh, I like that Samantha is enjoying a glass of wine there in her picture. I love that. All right, so Lisa's
Sharing her
back.
screen might be problematic.
Okay. Lisa, I need you to, oh, there we go, I'll unmute Lisa. All right, Lisa, are you back?
I am, thank you. I just have to go back to share screen. Oh, great. Samantha, you've already got your values in there. That's perfect. Okay. So when I think of inclusiveness, I don't know how far we got, but when I think of, as an example, I think of inclusiveness. If I rub it up against a problem, if I plan a big project, I know I need to include everyone. I know I need to hear everyone's voice. I need to know that their interests are met. That gives me peace, and I know that because I can lean into that value, I know it's good for the people too, then I'm able to use that as a jumping off point for my leadership vision. So I want you to think about your values and what you bring, and I want you to type in the chat, just pop in something, but something that you want to focus on today. Okay. So there's a few things we need to do. Oh, positivity, I see. Great. there's a few things we need to do to be able to make these values solid. We can't just identify them. We can't just have them airy-fairy. We can't just know what they are in the sky. We need to actually do some things about them. So we need to speak to them. They need to become present and alive in our lives. We need to be able to not talk, like I said, about the negative of them. When I say inclusiveness, I didn't say, why don't we listen to each other? I would say everyone has a voice. In someone else's case, why do we cut corners? Or let's not cut corners. Let's say, let's produce the best quality work that we can do, or let's have integrity. So we want to speak to them because they are a life force. Words have power. What words have power. And so we want to speak into what we want to create. So we need to speak more, and people need to hear it more. They need to, almost like a broken record. They need to know, like Paula needs, when people talk to Paula, they can say, yes, she really wants trust. She really has that value of trust. She trusts me and we can trust her. Or Alifia says, like, commitment to creativity and innovation. We should know that about her because of the way she speaks. So we need to speak to our values more. The second thing we need to do is we need to actually have behaviors to back them up. We need behavior to be modeled so that people can actually see it in action and know that we're doing it, and also so that they can replicate it. So we know, like for my case, if I am going to know that I need to hear from everybody, I'm going to directly ask them, and I'm going to know that, or I'm going to expect them. They're going to know that I expect them to have an opinion or to tell me what's on their mind. And I can build that into a meeting. I can build that into the team coaching sessions that I do, that mechanism that says, yes, we need to hear from everybody before we move forward. Then people know, and then people start doing it for each other. And I'll tell you, when you start doing that for other people, they will do those behaviors back to you. There's an intrinsic instinct that humans have of reciprocity. So when we speak more to things and we actually do them and people see them in action and we're more in tune with them, then people will also, it will start to create that flow towards living out those values. Now I know you're possibly thinking, well, everybody has different values, right? So we need to be consistent with our values. That is where the gold comes from. One value is not more important or more effective or will do a better job for our personal leadership vision than another value. It's putting that stake in the ground, like that guy has that flag in the mountain. It's putting a stake in the ground that is the alignment. People just need to align to something. So, and like I said, they give you energy, so you lean on them. They're easier for you, and they're probably good for people and for your team. So they're pretty safe. Other people may have other values, but they want to belong, they want to be in your fold. So let's give them something to look to, let's give them something to follow. So that's how that's the first part of our leadership vision plan, is that we have this ability to make them to come alive, that we really show up with our values. So just as a quick recap for that, when I know what I stand for, I speak to my values, I back them up with action, and I am consistent with them. Okay, so we're going to put you guys in some groups. I hope you have thought of your values. We're going to put you in groups of 3. Please think of a value and how you plan to display it based on these 3 things: speaking to them, backing them up, and being consistent in them. How is your team, either your team at work or your family or some community group you belong to, or networking with the Board of Trade, how are you showing up to really demonstrate those values? How are you going to bring them to life? So Chrissy's going to put you into a group. And we'll be back here. I'm thinking just like you just need like a minute each. So like 4 minutes. Let's do 4 minutes just in case somebody runs over. Okay, thanks. And we're back. And now I need to share the screen again. Maybe you could unmute yourself. Could I just hear from one group, like from Christina's group? What came up in your conversation, Christina?
Sure. We spoke about the values of positivity. So Irene shared a saying that an open heart. Oh no, I think she put it in the chat as well. I'll have to read it now. I forgot, but being open and honest with people. And when you're positive, when you're smiling, even people open up to you and they will share all kinds of things, even more than what you thought. Having respect for people's time, for what they want, listening to them. This is all important, and to show that in your actions as well.
Okay, great.
And be smiling and smiling.
Yes, smiling goes a long, long way. It's a universal language. And there's no judgment in smiling either. Okay, so thank you. Thank you for that. I hope you enjoyed that discussion. And because when we really dig into what we believe in and what works for us, it gives us energy. So I encourage you to take the time to think more about that and what you're bringing when you, how you're showing up in your values and how it affects other people. Okay, thank you for that. Second question is, what do you want? In order to create an effective leadership vision, we need to know what we want. And too often, we're not really clear ourselves. We know kind of what we want, and we know what we typically get. Like we know what the world can offer us, but we don't really dig into what we want. And when we're not clear about it, I will tell you, other people in the room do not know what we want. If we're barely, we may assume and we may think something's a great idea. We even talked about it in our group, that we have this, we're really enjoying something and we know we're getting people to talk, but we may not know that that's what, they may not know what we're doing or the value of that. So I think we need to really get clear on what we want. We often do not, I mean, I know if anybody's married, it happens at home all the time. We're not clear in our ask. We don't ask clearly for what we want. We make a lot of assumptions. So we need to get clear on what we want, and we need to be able to know, we need to be able to make it clear so that other people can hear it. Because honestly, it's not their fault. They will fill in the gaps with whatever they have. If they don't have enough information from us, they will do the best job they can based on their experience to fill in the gaps. So if we want something bad enough, we need to be able to fill in those gaps for them. If it's okay, if it's just a nuance and we're fine with how they do it, then that's fine. But if we really want something, they'll do the best job they can, and they'll do it from a measurement of their own perspective, but it may not be what we want. So in order to the clarity of having what we want, let's think about this. Would you have a meeting without an agenda? Those days are gone, right? So think about being clear about what you want, like pulling yourself back to an agenda, pulling that meeting back to your agenda or back to what you want. Because we can get derailed so easily. We let our emotion take over, we let circumstances take over, we let the emotions of other people take over. We don't have that solid line that says, this is what I want. And I was thinking about, you go out for dinner and you really want to connect with someone, and then, parking is too far away and your table's not ready and your steak is undercooked or something, and it starts to creep away at what you really want is the connection to that live person in front of you. So we need to hold on to what we want and not let these distractions get in the way. So that's one piece, is that we have that focus to be able to stay focused on what we want. The second piece that comes with that is that we rarely do we get exactly what we want. Rarely does life live up that perfect ideal picture in our head. So we need to consider that. We need to listen that we're getting close to what we want. And when we're clear what we want, we can know, are we getting closer or further away? Does this person understand what I'm trying to teach them or not? If you teach them that you have the new software you want in your company, you could come down that you could use the gas with them. That's going to pull you further away from the learning software. But if you make right decisions and thinking, I really need them to take off with this and move on, so I don't have to do this, then you need to be able to take a course. And when they start to lean into what to show that they're getting it, work with that. Like instead of just being frustrated with all the noise around the outside of it. I know what's happened to me before is, have you ever been with a client and they've actually said yes, So you've talked. They said, yes, you know what, let's move forward. Or yes, send me an invoice. And you keep talking. It's happened to me. So when you really are clear, I just want a yes, I just want a yes, I just want that word invoice, then you know you've got it. But sometimes you just get caught up. I worry about them. I think I come up with some other consideration that they didn't think of, and I've lost the sale. I've talked myself out of it. So listen for the yes. That's the 3 things is to, I'm gonna give you the review slide, and that is when I know what I want, I am clear, I stay focused, so that I get what I want at the end of whatever, like at the end of the meeting or the end of the dinner or the end of the project. And then I listen for that yes. So I make micro decisions, those nuances. I'm going to check the chat. I saw some chat, see if there's something there. Yes, good. Keep our focus in the meeting in a nice, polite way. Yes, yes. See, that's about that. Actually, thank you. You know what? Thank you, Manuel. That brings us to the next thing is the next question that we have. But first, I need to get rid of this chat to move over.
Lisa, can I just add one thing that I've found useful that I learned years ago?
Sure.
Talking about losing the sale. When you ask the question and you're waiting to hear, okay, so do they want to, yes, they want to do this or no? Once you've asked the question, shut up. Be quiet, even if there's awkward silence.
Yes.
Let them talk. In many cases, they're thinking or formulating whether it's a yes or a no, but don't start thinking, oh, I better say something, or say, okay, I'll give you a 15% discount as well. If you just, once you've asked the question, just be quiet and wait for them to speak.
Yeah, great advice. Thank you. Okay, we're going to break out into another breakout session. More people in the group this time, 5 or 6 people. And I want you to really think about how can knowing the outcome, how can being really clear and solid on the outcome of your vision help you mobilize it? And I want you to kind of give, my whole thing around inclusiveness. Susan, are you there?
No, Susan is not there. She had a lot of troubles joining. Let me move you into
No, it's fine. Christy's fine.
Okay, you don't want to go into one of the groups?
Oh, how long did you set it for?
I can shut it down whenever. Do you want to do 4 minutes again?
Yeah, just short. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Thank you. How's it going?
Good. Good.
Yeah, you're happy? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there's just one more question to do and then wrap up. Are we back?
Oh, not yet. Oh.
Okay, can we go back?
Yeah, give me 1 second. So it will take, they'll get the 60-second.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
These connection issues are not fun.
No, I'm so sorry. No, this is me needing to go buy a new computer. So don't worry. I'm fine with it.
A great excuse.
It must be my computer. Honestly, Chrissy, it must be. So I'm good with it.
I don't know.
Because it should be fine here.
Mm-hmm. There you go. So 5 seconds, and then everyone will be bumped back in.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And they should all be on their way back in right now. There we go.
Okay, great.
There you go. It's all you, Lisa.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Susie, can you just tell us something that you talked about in your group? What came up for you that you found meaningful? And unmute yourself.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. I was just talking about, with the business association, we represent so many different stakeholders, and any project that we're working on is really mobilizing the forces, or different members in our downtown. So making sure you have a good project plan with clear objectives of why you're doing what you're doing, what you want to accomplish, as well as factual information to back up the project, or let's say it's a marketing campaign or a mural campaign for the downtown core, or a patio expansion program, having all the facts to present to your team, and keeping on track with the vision of the project, and then respecting people's time. And so a lot of background education or background work to be presented to the team so you can make a proper decision.
Right. And that takes a lot of preparation and
It
planning
does.
out. So
It does.
you thought it through. Yeah, good. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, so we're getting closer. We have our values. We know what we want to show, what we want to lean into. We know what we want. We're clear. Now we need to talk about that people piece. How are we going to make it easy? I mean, it's nice when everyone knows what we want, but how do we make it easy on the people that we're working with? And this is a question to ask yourself. What do I bring? What do I bring to my business? What do I bring on a daily basis? What do I bring to every conversation? It's kind of scary when we lean in too much to our authority and we think, well, I'm the boss, I'm the parent, I'm the teacher, I'm the coach. We can't depend too much on that, because I'm telling you, it works in the short run. Yes, people will do what they're told. They will. But will they align their purpose to it? Will they really take your vision all the way to the finish line? Would they do it when you're not around? So we need to not lean on our authority. We need to really think, we need to flip that. What's in it for me? We need to flip it. What's in it for them? What's in it for someone else to be in conversation with me? What's in it for someone else to work on this project, or to adopt this new vision, or this new, maybe a new, like I said, a new software, or really ramp up to do a real good reach out and do a bunch of cold calling? What is in it for them? We need to think about that. We need to build connection with people. I know it is imperative more than ever that we have diversity of thought on our teams. So we're looking for it in our employees, in our mastermind groups, in the people that influence us. We're looking for diversity. And that may mean that we need to look a little harder to find that piece of connection. We may need to dig a little deeper to find that piece that says, I care about you. We need to talk about something that is mutually interesting to both of us to get us started on a conversation. So we might need to dig deeper for that, but we need to find that piece of connection. So that's the first piece, is we need to find that piece of connection. The second piece is, I want you to be really honest with yourselves. Do you create space for other people to feel good about themselves when they're with you? Think about that. Do people feel good about themselves when they're with you? Not about the project, not about you, not thinking you're so great and you have such great ideas. How do they feel about themselves when they're with you? What are you doing to create that space? I'll tell you, I had the best piece of parenting advice that I got when my children were still babies. At least one or two of them were still babies. And it was on an Oprah show. And she said, no matter what, when your children enter a room, no matter what they're wearing or doing, you smile at them first. And I do that with everybody now. My husband, or my friends, or when I go to church, at work too, obviously. When somebody comes into my presence, I smile first. Because then like I said, smiles have no judgment. People can be at ease. People can know they're happy just to see them. Doesn't matter if their socks don't match, or they have a smear of food on their face, or if their collar is up and you want to go fix them a little bit. First, you accept them for who they are. So that's one small thing. Are you creating space? Are you creating space for them to give their opinion and their ideas, right? To feel like they can talk to you. I'm also thinking of things like, if you're not creating space, what are you doing? You are going right to your own agenda. Did you get my email? How many conversations start with, did you get my email? Did you do your homework? Are you taking your meds? There's so many different things that when we talk to people, we go right to our own agenda because we care about them. So we know it's good for them, but we need to temper and make sure that they also have that connection first. So it can't be all business. Worse yet, some people, maybe not us in this group, but some people, they need the person to feel a little bit wrong or a little bit small for us to be right. Right? Have you ever had to have the last word? You know, someone who always has to have the last word. Worse yet, do people you like it when people fear you a little bit? Like you're in this position of authority and people are like, they scamper for you. That piece, I'm telling you, it gets it done in the short term, but it doesn't align people to you. And it doesn't help you realize the vision, the great vision that you have. We need to help people. It's like helping them help us. Okay, so when we talk about what people bring, we bring the best part of ourselves. We need to be intentional about that. We need to think when that person is sitting with us or when we're working on this project, what are we bringing of ourselves? So, and we enjoy the best parts of ourselves, so it brings more energy to us. So just as a review here, when I know what I bring, I look for connection, I create space, and I bring the best part of me. So think about that. And think about a scenario where you are a leader right now, and maybe it even could be part of your vision right now. Think about a scenario and then tell us what you bring. And just type this in the chat, please. So I put in here as an example, chat with my teenager, : humor. I always try and bring in that little bit of humor to soften the edges. So can you type in the chat, please, a scenario and what you bring? I'm gonna look at the chat. Positivity. Flexibility, perfect. Great, I'm sure we all, oh, smiles. Yes, love it, love it, love it, thank you. Yes, so when we know what we bring, we create this vision. Okay, so we now have the answers to our 3 questions. Our takeaways for today is what I stand for, what I want, and what I bring. When we know what we stand for, when we live what we stand for, when we live it graciously, when we speak to it and make it come alive, then people know what to expect around us. When we know exactly what we want, we can make those micro decisions to close the gap. We stay focused. We get what we want at the end. We get more of what we want. We don't let the noise derail us. We get more of what we want. And when we intentionally bring our best self, then we create that experience for people, then people will stay with us. They'll stay with us for the long haul and through the hard times. So by answering these 3 questions, we can create this plan when we envision whatever you envision, whatever you want to dream up to be able to envision and bring to life in this world. When you have this plan, when you know what you're bringing, when you know what you want, and when you know how other people are experiencing you, then you're able to bring this vision to life. Okay. How do we feel about that? Is that good? Good. I see some smiles. That's good. Okay, so you have your 3 questions answered. So you have your plan. And I just want to throw out there that this is what I do for teams. If you think about what you, even just walking through this simple exercise,
We lost Lisa again.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, that's where you started. Okay, sorry guys.
I'm gonna give Lisa my laptop.
oh, there, thank you. Okay. I'm gonna go shopping after this and get myself. Okay, so thank you. Oh, I see some more. I see a nicer chat too. Good, thank you. Thank you. Friendliness and listening, perfect. Okay, I'm assuming we got as far as to say that we have our 3 questions answered, we have our plan, and I wanted to say that this is what I do for teams. So think about what you've done, think about the cost of not knowing what you want, or think about the cost of not knowing how you show up or what you bring and how other people experience you. Think about that exponentially compounded when you deal with a group of people trying to interact with each other. So that's a juicy piece that I like to dig into, how to build those relationships, how to align the purpose of the team, how to align to the culture of the company, those sorts of things. So I'm going to throw that out there to you. If you felt any value in this conversation that we had, and if you can think of a team, or especially a remote team that got thrown out there, out to their houses with a laptop, and if I want to offer them like an effectiveness check-in, a team effectiveness check-in. So if you know somebody, please reach out to me. I'd love to talk to them about that. Okay, I hope you got value from this. Are we gonna? Yes, I'm going to return the laptop. Thank you.
You see, and even when we go virtual, we still have to do things like hand a laptop back and forth physically. That's okay. I want to say thank you to everyone for joining us today, and I want to say thank you to Lisa for sharing your insight with us. And yeah, I think that it's as I go through the day, I'll think of other things that I remember. But the one thing that's standing out to me right now is walking into a room and just greeting someone with a smile right away and accepting them, as they are right away. And that's yeah, I think of my kids, and like that would be really helpful, as opposed to it's not so much my agenda, but it's it's me valuing them right away. So that's what I'm taking with me as my number 1 learning, and as I sort of go through the day, I'll think of a couple other things as well. So I appreciate that. I do want to throw out a couple of dates for everybody. So tomorrow we have Police Chief Nish, who is the police chief for Peel Regional Police. So he's got a rather large job. He is joining us tomorrow morning. It is an event that is free for members. You can register online. If you have forgotten your login, you can either email me or use the code word member. That will get you your free ticket. So it's going to be a Q&A a little bit about make sure just make sure, yeah, go ahead and register. Yeah, but he's going to be talking about sort of how he got into his role, what his visions are, what his learnings are so far. And we're going to look at the connection between the business community and law enforcement, which really ties into, investment attractiveness. And there's a lot of talk out there right now about policing and defunding and all kinds of stuff. So that's going to be a really interesting conversation tomorrow morning. And Chief Nish is a really, really cool guy. If you haven't had a chance to chat with him yet, he's a really neat guy. Next week, we have, along sort of with this topic and sort of the positivity and bringing your energy, we're having Eddie Lemoyne, who is, he's a professional speaker, and he actually, one way he wanted to give back to the business community was to offer some specific workshops for chambers of commerce about how do you come out of the pandemic ahead? How do you use sort of this time, how are we going to come out ahead at the end of this? So it is going to be a super upbeat, motivational talk. And that is going to be very exciting. That is next week. Again, free. Look on our website and you can find the link there, which of course is bramptonbot.com. Other than that, we have an expert series event next week especially as people are going back into the workplace, there's not enough information out there yet about, everyone knows, okay, let's stay 6 feet apart, let's not lick each other, or, I have kids, that's usually what I tell them. Don't lick each other and wash your hands. Let those be your rules. But in a workplace, I think we need, somewhat higher standards than that. So they're going to talk about, what standards do you need in the lunchroom? How do we make sure that there is proper PPE if it is available in the workplace? Where do you put the sanitizer? What signage do we need? So DynaCare is actually coming in to do an expert series next Wednesday at 1 o'clock. That'll be online as well, about implementing some of those practices into your workplace. So that'll be really interesting as well. And it'll be more detailed than don't lick each other and wash your hands, I promise. Yeah, I will not be running the session. And other than that, you can stay up to date on all of our events at our website and social media. There you go. Yeah, and Lisa's gonna.
Yeah, I did have a slide with my contact information. So if anybody wants to reach out to further the conversation, just I don't know, clarification, or I love the conversation, so I'm open to talking more. I'm sure you can find me either through Christy. My company is Amadeus Consulting, so it's amadeus-consulting.ca. So I'd love to still chat and hear from you, especially feedback or anything that you have. Okay, good. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Excellent. So let's keep the conversation going, and we will chat with everyone soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christy. Thanks, Lisa.